First time I met Pastor Brad here at Calvary in August, he greeted me by name. I interned at Calvary in the summer of 2007 with Tom and Becky. Now, Brad wasn't here then, but he did his homework, and he knew me by name before I even met him. When you're church shopping, it's hard not to come back to a place where people go to such trouble to care about you. That said, I think Brad's a great representative of our congregation. I'm thankful for the opportunity to be here and preach with you all this morning. I realize Brad probably extended the invitation unilaterally. But you're all here anyways, and no one's left, so thank you. Now, the birth of Jesus the Messiah took place in this way. So begins the gospel writer's careful, concise account of Jesus' arrival. 8 short verses follow those words. They include an unplanned pregnancy, a distrusting fiancé, a propitious dream, and a happily ever after of sorts with the whole "your son will save his people from their sins" part. It's a short and resolved story, partly because Matthew doesn't give Mary or Joseph speaking parts. Whatever confusion or anxiety or disbelief they harbor is overwhelmed by the momentum of the events. God is the sole actor. Mary's pregnancy is immaculate, and Joseph's secret plans are bulldozed in a dream. The birth story invokes today's Old Testament reading from the 7th chapter of Isaiah. Look, the virgin shall conceive and bear a son, and they shall call him Emmanuel, which means God is with us. That today's lectionary runs into the title, Emmanuel, God is with us, twice, is a pretty strong indication of where this sermon should be headed. See here, see there, Jesus represents God's presence in the world. God's starring role in our gospel shouts that message too. Now, I am headed in that direction, but in the interest of talking as much as possible, since Brad says this is my morning to talk, we're taking a scriptural detour, a theologically scenic route, I hope. Now, whoever arranges the liturgical calendar for the Evangelical Lutheran Church of America spares parishioners. The 17 verses that begin Matthew, the verses right in front of those we've read today, never make it to a lectern on a Sunday morning. They are not compelling. There's no plot, just 17 verses of genealogy that leads to Jesus. From Abraham to Isaac to Judah to Perez to Hezron to Aram to Aminadab to Nahshon to Salmon to Boaz via Leah to Obed via Ruth to Jesse to David. Still got 28 generations left here. The exhaustiveness of that genealogy is an interesting preface to the pithiness of Jesus' birth account. Matthew's diligence traces Jesus back through 42 generations of names that are attached to stories. Isaac, whose birth is cause for hysterics from his barren mother. Rahab, the Canaanite prostitute, an Israelite spy. Ruth, whose sexual guile leads her to Boaz's bed. David, adulterer, murderer, penitent. The genealogy is unconventional. Gentiles contribute, and women play leading roles. Unfortunate decisions abound, routes are circuitous, and outcomes are messy. And this soap opera of misconduct goes and goes for 42 generations before ending with the person, the declaration, God is with us. Let's pause a moment for irony's sake. God is with us would not be the punctuation mark I'd expect at the end of this family's history. But strangely, Emmanuel is what appears. In some sense, the gospel writer seems just as vexed as we are. After fitting 42 generations of eccentricity into one family tree, Matthew explains Jesus' arrival by a logic which defies every family tree in the history of the world. A virgin is with child. The genealogy and the virgin birth all smashed together in just the first chapter of Matthew. On one hand, Jesus descends from 42 generations of family. Mothers, fathers, grandmothers, grandfathers, brothers-in-law, cousins. On the other hand, Jesus descends from no man, only the will of God in heaven, carried forth in Mary's womb. So which is it? The bind is pulled taut in the timelessly unfathomable debate about Jesus' divine human status. Here, the genealogy and the birth story collide, one against the other timelessly, and nobody really fathoms anything at all. The mystery of the infinite God captured in the finite man is bludgeoned into a cul-de-sac. Jesus is only man, or only God,